This is Stylish Player, and today I will be showing you some of my games with some players on chess.com. And let's try to analyze this game up here, giving you a sense of, in the Blitz game, how should you play well, and how should you try to win but not losing on time by taking so long to think of a move. E4 c5, I want to actually change to my side in order for you to kind of understand how this whole thing works. And yeah, so e4 c5, the Sicilian open Sicilian. Normally people do knight f3, knight c6, push the pawn on d2 to d4, but sometimes people even play for the closed. So yeah, knight f6, knight f3, sorry, knight c6, go for the open one. d4, the most common move up here. Probably sometimes people do c3 and then d4, try to support the pawn on d4. C takes d4, knight takes d4. And normally people play knight f6 up here, because if you play some kind of like queen b6, you can just simply play bishop e3. So like I don't oh, never mind. Now he really cannot play bishop e3, but it's still not really pleasant for white black to think of like a thought, because your queen is pretty much exposed in the outside, and you don't really want to do that in the opening. But sometimes Scandinavian do that, like in the e4 d5 takes bishop, queen takes d5, and that's another story, obviously. Knight f6, attacking a pawn up here. If you take up here, I take and then look for some e4. Look, if you take up here, I take, push the pawn. Obviously, there's a pretty good check up here, attacking this pawn up here. So it doesn't really help if even if you, I could even play knight d5, but here you can win a pawn. So it'll be just better. Knight c3, one of the main lines, because sometimes people play f3, protecting the pawn. Here you normally play a6. You don't want their bishop to get in or knight to get in. That would be a huge trouble for you to deal with, and so I just try to prevent that. Okay, a4. I don't quite get this move up here. I think you should just do bishop e3 up here. That would be better, and then like get your bishop out and then castles. I don't quite understand that move. Probably he wants to push up here. I don't know. Okay, I just simply play e5, chase after he knights. He normally, these two squares are the most common squares he will be going to be. Sometimes he will playing this, f5, and yeah, sometimes people even takes. So that's one of the other story. But today he played knight b3. So up here I'm playing some kind of aggressive today. Bishop b4, trying to look for the pin up here, and also look for some chance in order to take the pawn on e4. So he obviously gonna protect. I really cannot take up here because he still has a bishop protecting his knight. But I can take the knight. Eliminated defender will be a really good strategy in chess, because then you obviously don't have anything protect that piece, and then you can just simply take it. Okay, so he take up here with his pawn, double his pawn. I don't quite like that kind of move. Probably he wants to rook comes out and try something. No, sorry. Probably rook comes out and then try something like this. I don't know. Yeah, I just simply takes bishop d3, try to chase after. I should be playing some kind of d5 up here, but I was playing really fast, so I didn't. I just simply takes castles. He has actually some kind of good position up here, but I just castle and then probably queen comes out to here and then look for some kind of stuff like that. Look for a mate, but I can simply push. You first push. I can just simply push like d6 and then prevent your queen from getting there. castles as I was expected. I pushed d5, try to develop my pieces, and also look for some kind of like e4 chase after your bishop. He has to retreat to e2, and that would just be much better for me because I have two center pawns. So he just didn't want me to do that. So he pushed f3. I cannot push right now because he's gonna take two defenders. I only have one attackers. Okay, I push another one, f5, looking for still wanting to put my d pawn in e4. Oh, put my e pawn in e4. Okay, so he retreats because he knows that he's not gonna make this work. So I just bishop e6, protecting my pawns. I thought he's willing to play something like that, but I can just simply play queen b6, pinning his knight, and also try something like after that. Probably gonna queen here probably. I'm just gonna push the pawn, and yeah, later on. So here, just give me a really good tempo up here because he's willing to try to take the piece up here, but by pushing the pawn up here. But I'm looking for the queen check up here, and then get my rook out, so he will not be able to get his plan work. So then he played queen g5, try to pin my pawn up here, or some kind of story. For here, I just simply push the pawn because I was looking for some threats up here by taking knight. Okay, I then take the d4 pawn out. I know that I was already winning a pawn up here. He gave me a check. Obviously, I want to go in. I don't want to like try to block here because that would not be that good because he can try to like probably double his rook, and then look for some kind of discuss. Try to get rid of him as much as possible, as fast as possible. Okay, try to protect this pawn, but he really does not need to protect that one because I can't really take. Because look, if I take up here, let's just say that play something like this. I take up here, he can simply take. If I take, he obviously already winning a piece of here. Okay, it's just letting you guys know. Rook b1, just block. I'm just trading off my queen because I want to have more advantage. When you're winning, you just want to trade off all the pieces and then have a much better position afterwards. Queen e3. He didn't want to trade because he's already losing. Take, retreat. Get my rook up to rook on the same straight line. Here it was just blunder by him taking the pawn, also looking for something like this if he didn't take back. Also, I just simply plays, if he take the pawn up here, I can play knight d5, looking for the rook. So afterwards, I just giving trade off my queens, and he just simply lost the game. He has a pretty good bishop up here. It doesn't really help that much. Here he just resigned. Yeah, and that's pretty much today we're gonna talk about. Have a good night. See you guys next time.